So I had the delusional idea to write and draw a webtoon in just 24 hours, but we're gonna do something a little bit different. So step one, let's go. Step one is to pick the 4 important details like title, genre, art style, and plot. But first, I think we need to know what a webtoon is exactly, because when I saw a lot of comments on my drawing manga in 24 hours video telling me that I should also try making a webtoon, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into because honestly, I have never read a webtoon. Boo, I know, I'm sorry. So just in case you're also not sure, here's a quick 10-second summary. A webtoon is a digital comic that you read by scrolling, either on your phone or computer, and there's a site called Webtoons where people can publish their creations. And even if you've never sat down and read a full webtoon, I'm sure you've seen some things that originated from a webtoon. Like, do you guys remember the Queen Never Cry meme?
Queen never cry.
Yeah, that is from the Key Sisters webtoon. Tower of God, a popular anime, was originally a webtoon, same as The God of High School. Yeah, both now very popular animes. And Lore Olympus is currently the most viewed comic on webtoons with over 1.4 billion views. Yeah, so webtoons are definitely more widespread than we might think. And the site itself is organized by new and trending or genre like romance, fantasy, drama, comedy, and so much more. Which brings us back to step 1. Pick important details like what our webtoon genre will be, and title, art style, and plot, and so on. Now, I said in the intro I was going to do something a little bit different, but we need to understand this first. There are 3 factors that I noticed that are always present in almost any successful webtoon. Number 1, amazing, beautiful, stunning, detailed artwork. Like, I just clicked on this random one. I think it's called Duchess in the Ruins, and look at the detail here. Look at that. I feel like this drawing alone would take me probably 3 days. So amazing. And it's crazy because we're just looking at this photo for probably like 2 seconds. Let's just click into another completely random one. Vampire family. Look at this. They have like the perspective down so well. The expressions. I just clicked into another random one and look at that. Look at this. This is like a pure high budget anime screenshot. Number 2, beautiful rendering and colors. Yeah, so not only is the art style amazing, but the color. Look at the color. So beautiful. The lighting is stunning. Amazing. The lighting is so scrumptious. And number 3, 99% of the time, the characters are humans. So I've been scrolling the entire front page for a while now, and 100% so far, they're all humans. I don't see any non-humans. Okay, there's a bear. But yeah, I would say 99% of the time, the story revolves around human characters. Now that these 3 factors of a successful webtoon are established, you can probably guess where I'm going with this, right? So I'm going to try and do the complete opposite of these 3 things. So instead of amazing, beautiful, stunning, detailed artwork, we're gonna do simple, but not necessarily ugly artwork because I want to respect the hard work that goes into making a webtoon, obviously. If anything, I want to show how much effort it takes to create a webtoon because you guys are amazing. But I do want the art style of our webtoon to be drastically different. And instead of precise rendering, I guess the opposite would be along the lines of spontaneous, messy, almost childlike coloring. And this actually gives me an idea for the title and genre, which we'll get into in a few seconds, so just hold on. But the last one is the characters. In this case, our webtoon, there won't be any humans. And at this point, I'm not really sure what path I'd take, but we'll see. So now that those parameters are set, I think I have a better understanding of what I want my title, genre, etc. to be. So let's get organized and finalize our main details, because I think we only have a few hours left. Art style. Now, I don't know if there is a specific name for this, but I want it to be like a child's imagination or drawing, kind of described like childlike, full of hope, wonder, curiosity. These are all kind of synonyms, but you know, like no boundaries, just a very free looking art style. Genre. So because of that, I see the genre to be maybe heartwarming, slice of life, comedy. I just really want this story to be meaningful and that the reader feels good during and after reading it. Title. So here are some ideas that I have, and I actually messaged my sister asking her to give me some tips and asking her which of the titles that I chose were her favorite, and she liked these ones. And honestly, I kind of like that one too. So I think we have our title here. Plot. Just to avoid giving away too much at the moment, here it is in one sentence. Ghost died recently. Let's read their notes. Cool, right? I hope so. Okay, so now that the 4 important details are established, time to get organized because we are approaching nighttime and we gotta be done in about 15 hours. Okay, after drawing a manga in 24 hours last time, I realized one of the most important things is to organize our thoughts because I feel like right now it's kind of a whole jumble in my brain and I just need to see it visually. Ideally, I would have used Procreate, which is the app that I use for drawing everything. However, their canvas size is quite limited when it comes to layers. See, if I make it 5,000 by 5,000, I only have 37 layers. So sometimes I'm just like, how am I supposed to add all the photos that I need to see? And now that I think about it, that's going to be kind of difficult, especially since Webtoon requires a really long canvas, but that's a later problem. But yeah, I definitely need a mood board inspiration of some sort because I love looking and finding reference photos to kind of give me an idea of the vibe that I'm going for. Especially since Webtoon is kind of new territory for me, I really want to make sure that I don't miss anything and that I'm really organized and prepared. I said really a lot there. Anyways, so for this process, I'm without a doubt going to use Milanote to organize everything for this step. So we can see here on my home project board, it's basically a very large, efficient canvas with a bunch of tools that helps you organize and lay out all your plans and ideas for any creative project. So yeah, this is exactly what we need for this step. So here we have my main board with some brainstorming that we did in the first step, just better visually organized. And you can see that I'm really trying to utilize the large canvas it has to just throw on a bunch of important information that I think I need or have to refer to later on. Also, look, I color coded it. So Webtoon is kind of like that green, you know, and then you can change the color of these little notes. So if you click on a note, you can go over here to card color and just click any color that you want and just look at how good this looks. Right? Like the green is so cool. Anyways, and in this organization step, I really wanted to solidify my color palette and art style because that is one of the most important factors of a webtoon in my opinion. I don't know. So I made a separate board here called Mood Board. Oh, I'm back, called Mood Board. And then in this subboard, look at that. Beautiful, lovely, stunning colors. So yeah, here I can go more into depth on this topic. Like instead of having all my ideas and all of this in one huge canvas, I can have smaller boards that are more theme oriented, like this character and world building mood board that I'm doing. And you can see that I'm switching between my iPad to working on my desktop because I find the drag and drop function super easy to use because I have Pinterest open on one side so I can just easily drag and drop the images or write notes on other visual inspiration that I find. And what I also really find helpful is if I drag a source over from Google into Milanote, it actually keeps a direct link of where you got that image from. So for example, here on my mood board, I dragged these Blues Clues drawings over from BuzzFeed. So if I click on this, it takes me to that website that I got it from, just in case I need to cite it or get more photos. I also relied on their drawing tool a lot. You can see here I'm drawing little inspiration for what my characters could look like, but drag and drop function and drawing tool aside, one of my favorite tools on Milanote is actually their to-do list and easy point form function. So we can see here just a very easy point form that is just really easy to make and understand and see. And then here, I love a good to-do list. You know I love a to-do list. 5 important things to remember: title, plot, genre, art style. You know, actually, I should just check these off because we already did that. Look at that. Isn't that so satisfying? And then some of the tasks that I have to do, I think can check that one off. So yeah, as someone who really needs to see things visually, this just really solidifies my goals and important things that I want to focus on for each project. If you're feeling a little bit stuck and you don't know where to get started, they also have a wide range of templates that are just very easy to use and just upload your own ideas and photos. You can see there's literally so many, and I actually used one to get started. So with over 100 built-in templates available for every type of creative project, I feel like all types of creatives, from like creative professionals, hobbyists, to students, to some random girl thinking she can draw a great webtoon in just 24 hours, there should be a template ready for you to use. Now, because this webtoon is kind of a secret speed project, no one knows that I'm working on this, except my sister. However, if you are working on a board that needs feedback or comments from the people that you're sharing it with, you can actually invite your team to view and comment on your board in real time. For example, after I finish and post my webtoon, I could send this over to my sister. I could be like, hey, I ended up choosing the title that you like. Check out my behind the scenes brainstorming process. Okay, I think it is safe to say that we are done. So I can check off a few things here. Okay, and now I'm just curious which title you like solely based off nothing. Like which one catches your eye first? And I forgot if I showed you my finished mood board here with the different art styles and color palettes. Wait, look at this. So I drew this cute little ghost, right? Oh, what is that? Is it weird if I have a poster of my own drawing? Probably is, I'm sorry. I just really like it. Okay, so this is the final mood board. Wow, yeah, okay, this was a fun step. So finally, we have everything organized. So if you also want to get your creative ideas organized too, Milanote is available for free with no time limit. So yeah, free sign up to Milanote using the link in the description. Definitely check them out, and let's get on to writing, because writing is where it gets really hard for me. Hello, it is now morning, 7:30 a.m. I did all the planning that you saw before last night. So now it is just time to get writing and drawing and hopefully get it finished by tonight, because that is the end of the 24 hours. And the Webtoon site is ready on my computer to upload everything. So I also need to make a square thumbnail and also a vertical thumbnail and think of a summary. But for now, it is time to get writing. If you know me, I suck at writing. I'm not only slow, but I'm also just objectively terrible. So how was I going to write a somewhat decent story in now less than 24 hours? I kept going back and forth between what writing style I should do until it finally hit me. Okay, here's a keyboard shot because I'm currently in the middle of writing, but I think the most sustainable and realistic form of writing is just to write in the way that my brain thinks. This way, it'll speed up the process, let my ideas feel more natural and organic, and maybe I could even like keep up this webtoon, keep updating it after this video, because initially I thought I would just do one chapter, but I realized posting more frequently on Webtoon could be a little fun project that I do on the side. So this form of writing in the long run just seemed to make a little bit more sense. So whenever you're watching this, either the day I'm posting this, a few weeks later, or years after, I don't know, feel free to comment just whenever and be like, hey, are you gonna post more? Or once you finish watching the video and the Webtoon and you get a better understanding of the plot, maybe you can give me some chapter ideas. I don't know, do anything to hold me accountable to update my story every so often. No promises, but I'll really try because I feel like this is gonna be fun. Anyways, after switching up my writing technique and brainstorming for a while, I finally finished the first chapter. So I just finished writing it. Now I'm gonna move on to formatting it onto the actual canvas and then start drawing for it. I think that took about 1 hour, so who knows? I actually could finish 3 chapters in 24 hours. Well, we'll see. So just for this 24-hour challenge, I initially planned on just doing 1 chapter, but I actually ended up writing 3. Oh my gosh. So now I decided it was a good time to move on to formatting the story as well as drawing the drawings, because I was definitely running out of time. So the drawing and formatting section definitely took the longest because I was completely new to this format. Basically, a webtoon, it's this like very super long canvas, because when you upload, the reader will continuously scroll down until they get to the next chapter. So I typed down my story into tiny bits and pieces to make space for the drawings. The first chapter is now written. I just have to add some drawings, and then I think we can move on to note number 2, which is like chapter 2. I think I can get 3 chapters done today within this 24-hour challenge. Now, if you remember, our challenges for this video was simple, but not necessarily ugly artwork, and the art style should be kind of spontaneous, messy, almost childlike coloring, and for the drawing itself, there can't be any humans. And in the time lapses, you can see I definitely tried to hit those 3 points. I don't know if I did it successfully, you can let me know, but I think for now, it's a pretty good start. Okay, so typically, if you know me, every single time I draw, I would either use the glossy jelly or the dreamy sketch brush. Like if you go to my Instagram, basically all these drawings are done with one of these brushes. However, we said this one was going to be more childlike inspiration, right? So I needed something a little bit chalky, maybe that resembles like a crayon. So for the entire webtoon, I am using the kawaii brush from the Simply Kawaii brush set, not glossy jelly this time. I just think this brush suits this style a little bit more. Look at how cute they are. But yeah, I feel like if I were to illustrate like a children's book, which I definitely want to do one day, I would definitely use this brush. I just really like how organic and natural these little chalk divots are. You see, this is how I know that I'm really lacking in my art vocabulary, because I can't even properly describe what this brush is like. Okay, I should probably finish drawing. I'm sorry, my lisp is so bad right now. I just changed my Invisalign, so like the S lisp is going very strong. And there's still a part of me that really wants to go down the amazing detailed drawing and rendering route with complex characters. So maybe down the line I will, but for now, I think this is just a great practice round to understand all the webtoon fundamentals. But I kind of hit my first problem after hitting publish. Okay, I just posted it, but I feel like it's a little bit too close together. I feel like there needs to be some space in between the text and the photos. It's just very conglomerated at the moment. moment. Yeah, so the spacing was a little bit wrong and I had to go back and fix it up a little bit. It didn't take super long, but again, we can see how organization is key. I definitely did not organize this part. Okay, let me give you an example. Normally, my canvas is about this big, okay? The size of my hand. Let me show you what a Webtoon canvas looks like, right? The size of my hand, but then it just kind of keeps going, you know? Look at this. It's just, I'm still scrolling. Here we go. It is very, very long. But after fixing up the spacing, formatting, and drawing, the second chapter was a lot easier and the process was definitely a lot smoother than the first. Again, for this challenge, I didn't think that I would even end up doing a second chapter. But you know what? It was just so fun that I just kept going. So after our first little publishing error, I finally published the first chapter, which you can now read at your own pace in the description below. I just linked the webtoon to the first 2 chapters. But you know what? If you're too lazy to click it, don't worry. I will show you the entire first chapter in the next few seconds. And if you feel like it, feel free to read the second chapter later on your own. If not, all good. And if you read the whole thing, feel free to critique it all you want in the comments. Okay, I'm definitely talking way too much. You probably just want to read the first chapter, right? Okay, here we go. And there we go. That was my attempt at drawing a webtoon in 24 hours. This was a fun little challenge. I definitely learned a lot and got a lot more done than I thought. 2 chapters. I think that's pretty good. And again, if you got the time and you're curious to hear more about my thought process behind the webtoon, feel free to stay a little bit longer. If you don't really care, feel free to click off after I say bye. No hard feelings. But yeah, thank you for watching and reading, and that's all from me right now. Bye! Okay, hello. Welcome to Viyaura's Secret After School Club. Today, you are facing this little ghost poster because yes, I have a poster of the little ghost here. If you also like it, you can get it at my store, viyaura.com. I'm sorry, that was such a shameless plug, but I had to, you know. Hi, for those who stayed. These are just some things that I want to say outside of the main portion of the video, just because I didn't think it was super necessary to include it, so I'm just going to put it at the end for those who care or are just curious. Okay, so I think my main motivation for choosing this genre and plot storyline in general is, okay, this is gonna get cringe, okay? I feel like we don't really like to talk about these things on the internet just because people mark it as cringe and we just don't want to be seen as cringe, but I'm gonna say it, okay? Don't judge me. I really felt like honing in on gratitude. I feel like when I was younger, I wasn't really aware that, you know, it's just the little things that make life so vibrant and fun and bright. Hence, the childlike coloring and drawing. Yeah, did you make that connection? Anyways, I won't go into detail, but one day, things just like started to click. I was like, dang, this is where it gets cringe, okay? Don't judge me. Life is so short and we just got one chance at it, okay? This is so cliche. This is why I didn't want to put it in the main part of the video, but it's like, it's kind of true, you know? And I guess I kind of wanted to make this webtoon to serve as like a light-hearted and cute reminder. I don't know why I'm saying cute, like maybe because like the ghost is cute. I didn't want to make it too serious, but that even though life could be seen as very bleak at some times, just taking a few minutes to slow down, you know, taking a deep breath, inhaling. You know, I forget to breathe sometimes. Apparently that's an anxiety side effect, so sucks for me. But I think it's just a great mental exercise if we can just name one thing that we are grateful of. Like in chapter 2, if you haven't read it yet, spoiler alert, I talked about the sun. Like when have we ever sat down and was like, wow, the sun is great. Yeah, okay, I'm talking way too much. But in short, my goal for the webtoon was to spark that little something, hopefully spark that little something in the reader and make them realize like, yeah, life is so short. Let's just appreciate, be kind, be nice, and just be grateful of the little things. I literally told you it was gonna be cringe and cliche. So if you cringed at that, that's not my fault, that's your fault. Okay, but yeah, I truly talked way too much and I will go now. Bye.